Welcome back once again to Madison Square Garden for Game 2 of our doubleheader here on ESPN. The NIT semifinals as the Tar Heels of North Carolina face the Minutemen of Massachusetts. Welcome once again, John Saunders along with Dick Vitale. And you know, Dick, 6-7 years ago, you'd have said UMass and said, well, we know Dr. J played there, but other than that, you wouldn't know too much. John Calipari has changed all that.
Well, he's done a fantastic job. The last 2 years, they've been in the NCAA tournament, and this year they expect big things again. Why big things? Lou Rowe. This is the year that Lou Rowe becomes a big star. Lou Rowe can score, and he can flat-out rebound. He's one of the premier offensive rebounders in America, and he has a little help this year from a 7-footer, a diaper dandy. The kid is going to be special. Marcus Camby, not Dr. Welby, Marcus Camby, baby. This guy can flat out run the court, block shots, Mr. Excitement.
Yesterday at the luncheon, John Calipari said what worries him about North Carolina, they're not only big, but they're big, meaning he can't move anybody down there. How's he going to get that done today?
Well, John, he's worried about their fourth-string center. Yeah. He says they got so much size. You think of North Carolina, it starts in the middle with Eric Montross, the 7-footer. But it doesn't end with Montross. Kevin Salvadori. He can flat out go get the basketball. And if that's not enough, they go to their bench and they get Rasheed Wallace, another big guy. They're bigger than most NBA teams. And then they surround them with excellent perimeter players. Hey, this place will be rocking tonight. Massachusetts is not intimidated.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups for today's game. We'll start with North Carolina. And when you talk about them, you talk about the coach on the floor, Derek Phelps. Dean Smith absolutely loves his point guard, says he used to actually have to work over on the sidelines, but with Phelps, he just calls all the plays that he knows he will need. For Dean Smith, this game against UMass, number 1,000 of his coaching career. He has won 776 of the previous 999. For UMass, the point guard, a big factor, Derek Kellogg. Will he take the shot? He's been timid at times throughout his career, but they say he can make the shot. They've seen him do it in practice, and now they're trying to encourage him to do it in the games. John Calipari, the fastest coach ever at UMass, to 100 victories, and now at 103, has certainly put this UMass program on the map. One of the big stories in the game, though, Dick, is going to be Mike Williams, not necessarily just on offense, but on defense as well.
Well, tonight he has to check Donald Williams, who we all have learned is certainly an outstanding super player offensively. Michael Williams is concerned about his defense against Donald.
Michael Williams, who had a career high against Cleveland State with 23, but then the assistant coach said he disappeared slightly in game number 2 with just 7 points against Towson State.
You know, the big question mark for Massachusetts has been, will they have good perimeter play? Because up front, they're going to be very strong.
Tip controlled by North Carolina. Phelps. Reese. Phelps takes the shot, misses it, but it goes off the iron and then drops in.
Eric Phelps back home here in New York City, the Big Apple. He starred in high school in this area.
UMass trying to answer back. Phelps in there creating havoc again.
I think Phelps is going to be one of the real leading contenders to be Defensive Player of the Year. Kellogg is going to really have to come to play today with Phelps in his face.
Forces the turnover.
When he starts knocking down jumpers, you're really in trouble. He had his first little jump at Derek Phelps because that's not his strength.
I didn't even believe in him when it went off the front iron.
You believe in him?
Oh, Donald Williams.
Might be the best backcourt in America. Donald Williams had the big games last year in the Final Four.
Bad place to pick up the dribble there. Rowe comes back to help out. Mike Williams. Rowe hangs in the air, is short with the shot. One and done. They're out the other way.
Now the first 2 minutes, Carolina looks so active, especially defensively. They got hurt down inside, Salvadori.
Got poked in the eye. Saw Thomas get raked across the eye in the first game for Minnesota.
He seemed okay watching him walk off the floor, Thomas, who you alluded to. North Carolina really runs that passing game where they swing the ball side to side. Try to get a lot of motion, a lot of interchanging along the boxes.
Phelps to Donald Williams.
Spread the court, get good spacing.
Reese working around Dana. Dingle leans in, won't go. Montross, Salvadori.
Massachusetts looks like a step behind the action right now, John. They look a little bit odd. They just don't seem to be playing with that reckless abandon. And I'm sure John Calipari wanted them to come out here with.
Excited to play, but they are human, and this is the #1 team in the nation.
North Carolina likes throwing that little lob on the inbounds play.
Phelps gets swatted from behind. A foul is called. They may want to count the goal. John Calipari says, hey, all ball.
Marcus Camby's a tremendous rejecter. He's an eraser in the lane.
Lou Rowe hit with the foul.
If they get any kind of point production out of Phelps out of that point guard slot, then they become almost invincible. Because he's the one area you got to hope that he is not going to hurt you, that you can play 5 against 4 and jam inside.
Whatever he lacks on the offensive end, though, he more than makes up for on the defensive side of the floor.
And plus his ability to distribute the basketball and very unselfish.
Carolina out to a quick 6-0 lead.
Look at his defense. They take it to the sideline, try to trap anytime you get to a sideline area.
Kellogg over the top on the lob, looking for Canby, no good. Dingle with the rebound.
He's got to shoot this shot, Kellogg. He's got to knock down a 3.
He's very timid with his shot, without question.
People will start playing off him and jamming inside.
Shot clock under 10. Canby lets it fly. The freshman is off the mark.
Montross hasn't touched the ball yet. There it is.
There it is. And from behind, Canby has to foul him to stop the dunk.
That's really going to be a problem for Marcus Camby, trying to match up defensively. Physically, he's just not strong enough to handle a guy like Montross. There he is down in deep. They're going to dump the ball off the 45-degree angle down to Montross. Holds really well his position. There's Camby from the rear.
Look at Marcus Camby, freshman out of Hartford, Connecticut.
He's got like guard skills, John, and that he can really play out on the wing. Montross is a member of what I call a rare breed. There aren't too many true low-post centers coming out of the collegiate ranks. We talk about Reeves. Othella Harrington has some presence there, but he can also step away. Othella's a little bit more versatile than these other people.
Kellogg gets it. Checking Phelps behind him because he knows if he doesn't look, it'll be gone. Rowe over Salvadori, at least a try over him. Forget it.
I'll tell you, it's been a mismatch so far. First 2 minutes, it's been all North Carolina.
Dingle almost with the steal, but steps on the line as he tries to keep it alive. First 2 games, you can see the field goal and the free throw shooting. UMass, about the same free throw line, 46%, 42% from the field. Reese off the mark, back out to Phelps. Finds Reese again.
Can't allow them to get the second shot. The New York City connection. Phelps over to Reese.
9-0.
They've got to be excited being back in the Big Apple.
Dingle too hard.
This is not the start that you would plan in that locker room. If there's anything when you're the heavy underdog, John Calipari, he wants his club to come out here and get a good start, to get some confidence. It can get a little scary right now.
Edgar Padilla
there
comes
goes Phelps.
into the game.
He dumps it down to Reese. There's that New York City connection. Christ the King High School over to Tolentine. Mr. Reese with the conversion.
Some changes on the floor. Stackhouse is in for North Carolina. McGinnis is in at the point guard.
Wow.
Wallace. It's scary, the guys they have coming off the bench.
There's that passing game where they enter the ball to the wing and then cut away.
Stackhouse. A little too hard. Salvadori with a big rebound on the left hand won't go.
Carolina really owning the glass.
Mike Williams. goes up with a jumper offline.
They haven't taken a good shot yet, John. We haven't seen a good shot. Nobody rotates back. There's the layup. Donald Williams. The heels showing why they're number one. Calipari gets a TO, baby. The heels are on fire.
Right now, North Carolina, well, they're throwing a no-hitter. 11-0 is the score already, and we've not played 4 minutes yet. Let's take a look at the road here to Manhattan for North Carolina. Donald Williams, 27 points, 9 of 9 from the line as they knocked out Western Kentucky. That game was closer than that score says because it was about 5 points with about 3-4 minutes to go. Against Cincinnati, Antonio Wingfield got into foul trouble, and there was no contest in that one, and now they face UMASS.
Jeff McGinnis out there at the point, puts a lot of pressure on the basketball. Stackhouse very active as well.
And Rasheed Wallace, the 3 freshmen in the game. Lou Rowe was free. Dante Bright, and he finally breaks the goose egg for UMASS.
He's the guy that has to break out for them, and he will. He sat out all of last year. He was one of the top 5 players in America coming out of Baltimore Dunbar High School. Dante Bright will be a star ultimately at Massachusetts. He's just getting into the flow, John. He did practice with the team last year. I think that rule is absurd where they don't allow the kids to practice. They punish the kids so severely for not making a test score.
I agree with you. Donald Williams free with 10 on the shot clock and a 3-pointer.
Big time. Most valuable player for North Carolina's Donald's dad, who convinced him not to transfer his freshman year because he wasn't getting any PT. His dad said, be patient, son, your time will come. And his time came big time at the Final Four as he left with that big gold trophy.
The defensive pressure is causing some problems for UMass, obviously.
Very active right here.
Canby doesn't get square to the goal. Rowe with a big rebound and bangs it in.
That's what he does well. Lou Rowe really gets to the offensive glass. John Calipari was working on that today at this shoot-around. How to attack the glass. 2-on-1.
Stackhouse with the lob. Too high for Reese. Reese gets it back anyway and rolls it in.
Reese really active today. Sat out the second game with an ankle injury. Saw Rasheed and company play well. He said, you know what? My ankle better get better, baby.
Suddenly felt much better in a hurry. Williams along the baseline reverses it. Nice move.
Great reverse layup by Williams, protecting the basketball.
Dante Bright with the steal, tips it free, then at the other end flies in, gets fouled by Williams.
He hurt his ankle too. Dante hurt his ankle. Oh, I hope he has good luck. I mean, he sat out all of last year. Let me tell you why that rule is absurd. Number one, if you're a member of Prop 48 or Prop 42, where you're ineligible because you don't make the necessary score, think about this. One, the athlete can't get a full scholarship. He has to qualify for aid. Number two, he can't practice with the team. And three, he loses a year's eligibility. I thought we're in a business to help kids, not hurt kids. What is really lost by a young man practicing every day under the control of a coach in a disciplined situation? They're going to play basketball anyway.
Absolutely. And the point you make about losing a year of eligibility is well because you're saying, all right, we want you to be there and go so that you can make your scores in class so that you can graduate, and yet you're saying you only have 3 years of eligibility, which makes it tougher for a lot of these kids to graduate.
Personally, I think all freshmen should be ineligible and have 5 years to play for, and you'd solve a lot of the problems across America. Let kids adjust to college life.
All right, we can both step down off our soapbox now with 14:22 to go.
Now,
UMass within 9.
You didn't have to hurt my feelings. You could simply just say, Dick, I want to hurt your feelings. You step down. I have to step down. Not you, John. I'm sorry.
I'm with you wherever you go. Stackhouse breaking free. Salvadori too hard with the hook. What a rebound by Reese.
Oh, Reese very active tonight. This is as active as I've seen him, John.
Mike Williams runs it down. Too many trees. Calabria comes away with it. Reese to McGinnis. Travel.
Are you kidding me? They look like an NBA team here. Where's Riley and Starks and Ewing? Bring them out here. Tell Spike Lee his Knicks can't beat them tonight. Are you kidding me? Spike's laughing behind us.
And Patrick Ewing's coming to get you, I think. Kellogg. Nice passing to Rowe. Strong move off the glass.
Great two-man play. A quick hitter right there. Kellogg bumping the ball inside the Lou row. Came out of Atlantic City High School. They had a player who was really outstanding for St. John's years ago, Willie Glass.
Calabria.
Love the way Carolina moves the basketball.
McGinnis, three, nowhere close. Stackhouse then takes steps as he was trying to get his way free to the glass. Fighting on the glass. Williams comes away with it, and then glass touched by Stackhouse. Give UMass credit after falling down 11-0. They are matching Carolina basket for basket.
Well, you know, this certainly is look at the rebound totals, 14-3. And the one thing Massachusetts does well is usually rebound and play on a defensive end. Certainly, I'm not going to question Dean Smith. The man, the guy's a Hall of Famer. But I think the fact of changing lineups allows a team to come back on you and to get in the flow. And I see that happening now with Massachusetts.
Just with all of that talent on the bench, you got to get them in there just to keep them happy.
Exactly. To try and satisfy everyone, you try to appease them and get a lot of playing time. And many a time it breaks rhythm, and the other club gets back a little run against you.
Don't you also think, though, with as much trapping as he does and the type of defenses he runs, he needs to get these guys a blow once in a while?
Well, the style of play, I agree with you there, and I'm probably his biggest fan. I mean, I call him Michelangelo. He's an artist, but I think sometimes it hurts the club with all that substitution.
Padilla and Williams playing a little two-man game right now. Williams can't break free of Calabria. He gets fouled and he'll shoot two. A little push. UMass, their road here to Madison Square Garden. First up against Cleveland State. Mike Williams with 23 points, including 2 3-point field goals. 68-60 was the final. Williams only had 7 the next time out. But they handled Towson State. Lou Rowe with 24.6 rebounds. Towson State. Everyone here in Madison Square Garden crying that St. John's couldn't make it. The reason why, Towson State knocked them off on St. John's home floor.
Yeah, they beat him there by 1 point. Played really well. Terry Truax's club. Mike Williams really excels late in the game like Woodbury does. In fact, last year he beat Rutgers and George Washington at the end of the game with a buzzer beater. He's a scorer, a slasher, and he wants the ball late in the game.
8-point game. Montross, forget it. Found his way free of Canby.
I tell you, he just posts so really well, John. And he's got the great size and tremendous hands. Lawrence North High School, played with Todd Leary of Indiana, won the state championship in Indiana.
Kellogg tried to find Canby. Rashid.
Hello! Hello! Spike Lee does the dance behind us. Yes, sirree, America. Rasheed Wallace. Playing on a point defensively. First guy in transition. Are you serious?
Calabria nailed with the foul away from the basketball.
They have so many weapons, John. What an arsenal they possess.
They keep coming at you, and they have a 12-point lead. Welcome back once again to Madison Square Garden. John Saunders along with Dick Vitale. North Carolina leading UMass by 8. They started the game, though, 11-0. Kansas has advanced to the championship game by knocking off Minnesota in a close one earlier on. The winner of this one will go on to face the Jayhawks. First 4 minutes of this game, North Carolina 11-0 was the points. In the last 9 minutes, UMass has outscored the Tar Heels 19-16.
And they're playing with a lot more confidence. They're really coming down against the trap, spreading the court.
Mike Williams is open, but Montross was within 3 feet, so he thought better of it. Goes into the paint for a look.
He just blew right by Montross. Montross not quick enough to stay with Williams on a drive.
Phelps goes in for his shot and gets it.
He does really a good job getting into the 3-second area and shooting that little jump shot of his about 12 feet away, Phelps. That's the second one he's converted tonight. Double stack on the right.
Kellogg to Rowe with a little pick and roll there, and he gets it.
Rowe really had the light turned on this summer. He started to realize he possibly could play at the next level. Down there in Philadelphia.
11 points for Rowe. Reese travels.
Out of control. This club's not going to let them get away from him. I mean, Massachusetts has been really tested. You play in the Atlantic 10 against the people they've played in on a regular basis. I mean, they played Florida State really tough at Florida State last year.
Kellogg to Dante Bright.
There's a trap on Kellogg.
Needs help. Finds it as Meyer comes back. Mike Williams.
Meyer gives them some minutes where they can rest Camby.
Rowe working on the freshman and gets it.
Lou Rowe says, hey, America, I want to be a star. He told me my dad for years has always cheered for North Carolina. But he called me up yesterday and he said, hey, I hope you guys beat him. No, look at him looking over here. He said, I hope you can beat North Carolina. So even my dad now is cheering. There's Michelangelo, Dean Smith. Mass fans getting back into it. And if they get in real trouble, call for the doc. Julius Irvin played there, graduated from Roosevelt High School.
Well, he actually played against North Carolina.
Yeah, we
way back when. He struggled in the game, only 13 points. Lou Rowe has 13 right now, including UMass's last 8 points of the contest.
Many people say that Mass would have a tough time shooting the basketball against the zone. Well, Dean Smith's going to test them right now because they're going to that zone, the 2-3 zone. Big gaps on the wings. Michael Williams, a key guy. Kellogg's the guy that's got to learn to look at the basket.
Lou Rowe.
Kellogg just wants to give it up. He's got to learn to square and look at the goal.
Shot clock under 10 again. Lou Rowe down below 5. Dante Bright to the baseline. As the buzzer goes off, it won't. Reese. Block is called. Michael Williams got there.
Reese really attacking the glass in transition.
It's number 2 for Michael Williams, the 7th against UMass. Carolina into the bonus.
Last year, Mass beats Penn in the first round of the tournament. Penn's got a great guard combination. Matt Maloney, whose dad is an assistant coach to John Chaney down at Temple, and also Jerome Allen, a heck of a guard down there at Penn.
John Calipari was a good guard in his own right when he played.
They also lost in the second round of Virginia, the ACC. Very physical on. Calipari, one of the reasons he got the job, Rick Pitino was on the committee and said, hey, this is the guy for this job. He can rejuvenate it. He can really get it excited. And oh, has he done it. He has delivered big time.
Kellogg.
He shot the ball
for a three-pointer and makes it.
He made it. Wow. Wow, that's a bulletin. Paul Howard Cosell. That's an absolute bulletin. That's a scoop, Howard.
Salvadori goes in there.
We're going to get Howard back on TV to announce that. That is an unbelievable scoop. Kellogg shot the rock.
And maybe it will give him the confidence that the coaches were hoping he would get, getting this one to within 5.
Right here, he's going to step in the gap. They're going to reverse the basketball. Freeze it. There it is. Look, he's going up, but it's going to go bingo right through the net. Go ahead, shoot it, Mr. Kellogg. Count that baby from Springfield, Mass. NBN, nothing but nylon.
Salvadori now puts it back up to a 6-point game, but again, this one started 11-0. John Calipari, if he can get to the locker room with this one in single digits, has to feel pretty good.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a total blowout. You know, Howard Garfinkel went out with him yesterday, a 5-star fame. He says Kevin Salvadori is the most improved player he has ever seen from when he watched him as a junior at his basketball camp. He said, I didn't think there was any way that he would ever get off the bench at North Carolina.
Out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
He's going to play at the next level. He's going to get a shot. Matt Wenstrom's playing right now for the Celtics. He never got off the bench at North Carolina.
Rowe's shot is blocked by Montross. Good hustle to get it back. Put it back up, won't go. Again, it's loose on the floor. Dingle. Dante Bright gets the pass, strong to the rebound, and is fouled.
I'll tell you one thing, Mass out-hustled them in that series. I mean, they were all over the floor. John Madden would pass out one of his turkey drumsticks right there to these guys, the way they would dive in and flash it on the glass.
Just keeping after this basketball.
Dante Bright 3 for 15 in the first 2 games on the free throw line. That's like 20%. You got to be cheering for him here. You want to see a kid's confidence go up. I don't care who wins or loses. Hey, look, though, right there. Just like
looks like Scott in the first game.
Once he gets in a rhythm, you know, when he came out, he was there with Jason Kidd and all those great players like Bella Harrington, Corliss Williamson. He was one of the top 5 in America, John.
Absolutely, and right now he is within 5. Tar Heels led it 11-0, but right now they're clinging to a 5-point lead over UMass. A reminder, with your Thanksgiving turkey, how about a little college football? The weekend kickoff show tomorrow at 7:40 Eastern Time, 4:40 Pacific. Chris Fowler and the gang, and then we go to the Southwest Conference, where Texas, it's not been a great year, but if they knock off Texas A&M, they will go to the Cotton Bowl instead of A&M, and suddenly it becomes a great year.
Massachusetts coming out of their man defense, going to a matchup zone. They are well drilled.
Reese loses the handle of the ball, but he was held, and that's why he lost it.
You know, you think of Calipari and the job he's done. You have to think of Peter Gillen down at Xavier, Bobby Huggins at Cincinnati, Mike Jarvis down at George Washington, certainly Perry Clark, who I'll have next Wednesday. They got a really strong team this year, Tulane. They'll be playing up in Ann Arbor, Michigan. I can't wait to get up to Michigan to see the Fab Four.
It is now the Fab Four, as you mentioned, as Mr. Weber has gone on to Golden State.
Reese played with Adrian Autry down at Talentine. This year, if Syracuse is going to have a big year, Autry is going to have a consistent year. I thought last year at the end he played brilliantly.
Lane violation. Rasheed Wallace stepped in a little early. And so Reese denied his second attempt at the free throw.
Can't step in until he releases that basketball. And Carolina into the zone. Bring the ball to the front 2. Let them both play in and kick it to the wings, and then you'll start to develop some offensive sets.
Dana Dingle. A little long with that. Oh, nice job by Canby to strip it. Dante Bright, and Canby's there to tip it back in.
Very active Massachusetts. With Bright, Canby, and Rowe, they got some active people on the glass.
Reese into Salvadori, and he just gets an easy dunk.
Just hangs around that box inside. Had a big game against Duke 2 years ago when they beat Duke when they were undefeated. Salvadori and Montross. I thought that was really the time when Montross really came into his own against Christian Laettner and company.
Under 3 minutes now. Phelps gets whistled for the foul.
You know, when you're North Carolina, think about it. Everybody plays at another level against you, John. I mean, they really step it up. The same with Duke, the same with Indiana. Every night those kids go to play, they have to play at such a fever pitch because everybody wants to beat them. It's just like you mentioned Notre Dame in football. It's the same philosophy. Every time they step on a football field, people play at another level. Well, in basketball, that's equated with North Carolina.
You rarely catch anybody on an off day if you're the Tar Heels.
But that's what makes them so good, because they always seem to meet that challenge.
Kellogg can't make the next one. Phelps
as the trailer. Reese, the dump down.
Montross, and he takes steps.
They always seem to slide their big people right to that box, and there's always that excellent spacing to get the ball down inside.
Billy Dano's doing a little dance before on the sideline. The assistant coach at Mass, along with Bruiser Flint, who played at St. Joe's. Trying to get a little overload against that zone.
Wright loses it, has it knocked away. Canby into Dingle. Swatted from behind, but a block called against Reese. Don't forget, coming up at a halftime of our game, Gary Miller, your host, with the Delta Faucet halftime report. Highlights of our first game, Minnesota and Kansas, and some off-season changes. Some you may not have heard about. Some you have, man.
No, you think of Carolina, and you think when they had it one time on a staff that blows my mind. Eddie Fogler, Roy Williams, Billy Guthridge sitting next to Dean Smith. I mean, unbelievable to have that kind of talent next to you, as well as the talent that's on the floor. John Calipari, you talk about a guy that wears out his clothing on that sideline. He's probably got a deal, though, somewhere in Mass getting a nice set of threads.
Dana Dingle gets them both. 3-point game.
Who'd have believed it when they jumped out 11-zip? We thought we were going to see a Don Larson, a perfect game.
And the bench for UMass is up. Montross with Canby behind him, back out to Reese.
There's a double down inside.
No good. Salvadori, though. Donald Williams, that's an NBA free. And he gets hammered.
And goes for the line for three. Not a good foul. A little bit outside his range. Canby inside trying to bang on. Look at him right here. He's checking on Montross. He says, I know you're an All-American, but I'm going to lay a body on you. Look at that. He's trying to get that body right up on. Oh. There's Montross right now. He's going to try to spin on him. Try and spin and pin. And then he gives a little push. Get out of my way. He said, get out of my way. I'm a star. You're a young kid. They're supposed to be watching and emphasizing that post play inside, not allowing that offensive player to get the advantage.
That's rare.
That looked like my free throw today.
Donald Williams was not even close on that one. Padilla comes back in as Dante Bright will take a seat. He now has 3 fouls.
They lost the guard who transferred to Malloy, who went out to Jacksonville.
Jerome Malloy could shoot.
Good little guard. He's 0 for 2. He's going for the hat trick. Is that what they have in hockey? A hat trick?
So they call it.
I can't follow that, John. The puck drives me nuts.
He had made 21 straight coming up to this strip. And he just barely rolled that one in.
Well, 1 for 3. You go to the Hall of Fame in baseball.
Padilla with some minutes off the bench. Kellogg quickly. Montross in his face has to throw it all the way across to Padilla, who hits the shot.
That's an excellent pass against North Carolina. They like to put a lot of pressure to the basketball side, to the strong side. If you can reverse it and bring it to the help side, you usually get a wide open shot.
It's a 2-point game. Salvadori throws it up. No good. Montross. And Canby says, hey, I don't care if you're All-American.
You can knock this down.
Lou Rowe, big on a rebound, swatted by Salvadori. Foul call.
Look at Lou Rowe. He's doing a little dance. Look at the emotion. I love it. Now he gets a little bump. Look at Canby. They're doing a little dance. I mean, they're not hot dogging it. They're just having fun. They're proud of their effort, and their coach has got to be proud. Here comes the jumper off the glass. Look at Lewis Rowe. One of the best offensive rebounders in the game. Salvadori. Look at the emotion. Look at the emotion. Look at the bench. Look at Calipari. He says, I'm going to do the Tarantella like Louis Cornacecca used to do. Do a little dance for us, John. Lou Rowe.
Plenty of emotion.
He said, say hello to his mom. We'll say hello to his mom. He plays that well. We say hello to his mom.
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, if he can get both of these, they will have erased an 11-point deficit.
Lou Rowe, what a big half. I was teasing him in the warm-up. You were there. We're getting ready to do our opening. I said, Lewis, are you nervous? It's Montross to them. He said, Coach, you got to be kidding me. I'm not worried about that. You can see why he's not worried. He can flat out play. He can flat out play.
17 points for Lou Rowe. They're back from an 11-0 deficit. And Derek Phelps says, hey, three-pointer.
And that's the shot you would give them all night long. You would allow him to shoot that perimeter shot, John, and get the ball away from him because he can really cause havoc defensively.
Dingle gets Stackhouse pass in. Padilla, a three-pointer that's just short.
Oh, what great hustle right there, going for the loose ball. But Dick Paparo says we're going up the other way, says Froggy.
Under a minute now, three-point lead for the Tar Heels. Thanks to the Derek Phelps three-pointer.
And that's a shot, as I said. You'll allow him to shoot that three.
That reminds me of something like Bobby Hurley might have done. Well, you saw so many times with Duke, when a team would get a run, Hurley would just come down, stop, and knock down a three. Phelps doing that this time. A little long with that one from the baseline.
That's air ball.
They can hold it for the final shot.
And hand check him. There's a double up. Dangerous pass. Good reversal against the trap, though. Bring it back out, swing it side to side.
Padilla looks for Kellogg. 10 seconds. Phelps fell. Kellogg gets it into Meyer, who gets the easy deuce.
What great execution. Meyer, what a surprise, getting some quality minutes. And I'll tell you, Uncle Mo and momentum is in that side of Massachusetts going to that locker room against the #1 team in America, John.
They are down one against #1 after being down 11-0. 11-0 was the score for the North Carolina Tar Heels. And UMass, what a credit to their kids, they could come back. We talked about the big guys, Eric Montross, how would you stop him? And at this point, he's taken 4 attempts, and he's really drawn a crowd.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, John. You got to credit John Calipari. He didn't let his team quit. Eric Montross on the other side, I don't think they look into the big fella enough. I mean, he's got 4 attempts inside. He's got so much size and power and so much experience over Camby. Now, there's the attention he draws. There's the double team. We see 3 guys really in a triangle all around him. And in that situation, he goes to a walk-in violation. But on the other side, the star has been Lou Rowe. We take a look at Mr. Rowe posting here. They're going to bring him the ball, and right here they're going to get some help with Phelps. But it doesn't matter, because when Rowe gets the basketball, he's going to shoot it right over the top of the 6'11", Rasheed Wallace. He turns, he spins, he lets it fly. 17 big points. And he really did a brilliant job, and also emotionally he gave him such a charge.
And you look at the stats at halftime, the free throw percentage for UMass, 67%. But the key is they hit 9 of their last 10. The turnovers, North Carolina 12, UMass just 6. The points off the turnovers. And the bench scoring, just 3 for North Carolina. With as many people as they run in and out of the game, that's a surprise.
You know, you would think that for Mass to have a shot, that Mike Williams would have had a big half. He's 1 for 6. Camby's 0 for 4. And they're 1 point down, John. That's an amazing story. Dean Smith, though, a master in making adjustments at halftime. We'll see what kind of adjustments he's made.
Camby flashes in, leans in, and drops it in.
He's going to be a brilliant performer, especially on the defensive end. But he'll learn how to be effective offensively as well.
UMass has their first lead of the game.
I mean, this is amazing. Look at Camby run the court, number 21. We're talking a 7-footer.
Mike Williams, not shy, puts it up, runs down his rebound, nowhere to go. That's off Donald Williams.
The one area we talked about it when we had them against Cincinnati and against Western Kentucky. North Carolina is not really a deep shooting basketball team to where they can stretch the defenses out other than Donald Williams. That makes life a little tougher for Montross to get the ball inside. This guy wants the ball. Big Lou wants it. Big Lou wants it. He says the Garden's mine tonight, baby. The Garden's mine. Bring on the Heels. Big Lou doing it.
3-point lead for the Minutemen. Phelps working Kellogg. They're going to call a foul against North Carolina. Watch Lou Rowe on his last trip down the floor, Nick.
There he is right now, Postman. Freeze it. I mean, once he gets the ball in here, look at the help going to come down, but it doesn't matter. He's got too much size for Donald Williams. 6'7", he shoots right over the top of Donald.
Montross picked up that last foul. Rowe up again. He is fouled.
They're really bringing the ball to Lewis Rowe. They're saying tonight is your night to star. I mean, you will be a Broadway star, Lou, if you can take us to the finals against Kansas. I'm really impressed with the way they adjusted after being down 11-zip, John. Because North Carolina came out and was really playing well early. Look at those numbers. 19.7 rebounds. John Calipari gives a lot of credit to a guy by the name of John Hartman for really helping him. John works in the summer out in Philadelphia with a lot of their players, and he said he did a great job at Lewis, especially psychologically, in terms of really getting him to believe that he can play at the next level. And he said he had such great work ethic out there in the Sunny Hill League.
First time they've ever played a #1 team, and as he misses both, can be swatted by Montross.
Good defensive play by Eric Montross on the young diaper dandy. I'll swing it and then he'll slide inside, Eric. See, I'd bring it to Eric right now. I'd let him challenge against Camby. I don't believe Camby can handle him inside because of his experience and his size and his strength. And I really think North Carolina should try to bring the ball to Montross. Plus, I think it'll get Camby in foul trouble.
But a nice job, as you pointed out, as we came out of halftime, of UMass is giving Camby a lot of help every time they try and get it to him.
Yeah, try to form a triangle. They dive inside on him. Man-to-man defense.
Donald Williams.
When they need the big basket, who delivers? Donald.
Kellogg foul.
Just dialed the big D. Donald for the big jumper. Look at that screen. Take a look at that screen by Montross. Look at Kellogg. He lays it. Hit on him. Freeze it. Freeze it right here. Now watch this hand right here. Here's Montross with that big screen. Ooh, he just throws and knocks Montross back. Kellogg got away with one there, John.
Just trying to get a little equalizer. Didn't get away with it, though.
Did he call for a foul?
Got called for a foul.
Yes, he did. I can't see that, John. Thanks for helping me out, buddy.
You were watching Donald Williams' jump shot go on the hoop.
Yeah, I love those guys. They shoot the jumper, baby. I love the tip of the twine. See, right now, double the Montross. There's the help, the dive. He takes him one-on-one in the lane.
Camby has to foul him, as you pointed out earlier. Has to foul him to stop him.
I think they get in foul trouble quickly if they bring the ball consistently into Eric. There he is trying to lock inside. Now he's trying to lock in the box. Kellogg's going to dive inside to give a little double up. And Montross is going to spin in the lane. Kellogg's man goes through to take away help.
Puts the Tar Heels back into the lead.
There are times on the floor North Carolina doesn't have superb quickness. And against teams that are very athletic, and when I define athleticism, I'm talking runners and jumpers, guys that are quick north and south, and guys that have that great lateral quickness, they run into a little bit of a dilemma.
Great steal by Donald Williams. Phelps picks it up.
Great catch by Phelps. Just a great play in transition. The catch and the ability to finalize that.
It's Phelps against 2 Minutemen, and he still scored.
Works so hard defensively, Phelps. I'd like to find a better defensive player on a basketball in America.
Wide open is Lou Rowe. He goes in closer, hard off the glass. Camby with the follow.
Very active. He was brilliant at the U.S. Olympic Festival. He played on the same team with Rasheed Wallace and Jerry Stackhouse, yet he was on the all-tournament team, one of the best 5.
They said to Dean Smith, hey,
see, that's where you got to go.
Guy.
You got to go to Mr. Montross. And there's the help side, Salvadori. He's got Camby, missed him. He's got too much quickness for Montross.
Camby leans in, but that is going to be an offensive foul in his 3rd.
I'll tell you one thing, though, that was a great first step, though, John. He demonstrated an unbelievable skill right there, taking the ball on that baseline. Now he's got to take him out. He's got to get him out. Dante Bright will be coming in. They become small. And Meyer will come in for him. He's got 3. See, right now with 3, I'd go right out. I would go right at him and get yourself an easy deuce. Right to Montrose. I'd dump it right in.
There they go. Montrose can't get it. Camby, good job, went straight up and knew that he couldn't commit the foul. It still changed the shot. There's a race for three. Kellogg got Williams with him. You can bet he will shoot this. And knocks in a three-pointer.
If he finds that jump shot, he's a very explosive scorer. A streaky shooter, Mike Williams. Tell you one thing, Camby hasn't backed down from Montrose at all.
Salvadori, it won't go. Camby keeps it alive.
They're starting to bring the ball into Montrose now, aren't they? They're really starting to bring the ball inside to him.
Was the foul on Camby? It was on Camby, his fourth, and they couldn't get him out.
See, John should have had him out there a little sooner, I thought. He was waiting. He had a guy, I guess, ready.
I don't think there was a stoppage.
In fairness to John, he had the guy ready to come in, but he couldn't get him in.
Couldn't get him in.
That hurts him getting the fourth. He was very active on the inside.
Meyer will come in now.
Meyer did a solid job in that first half, the 7-footer. Jeff Meyer out of Wisconsin. Now there he is playing on Montrose.
Phelps in a little long with it. Kellogg to Williams. Against Williams. Off the glass. Clark Kellogg. Good job with the rebound. He throws that one back up. Tipped in. I think it's Meyer.
Lou Rowe, baby. I got it was Rowe. It's Rowe time tonight. Call him King Lewis. North Carolina is determined now to get the ball inside to their All-American Eric Montrose.
North Carolina, #1 in the nation. They trail by 4.
In the heart of the second half, the Tar Heels of North Carolina rallied past the 4-point advantage held by the Minutemen of Massachusetts with solid penetration, touch shooting, and good transition play. Carolina now leads UMass 74-69 with 3:34 to play. Unfortunately for the Tar Heels, big man Eric Montrose has just fouled out as we rejoin the action right here on ESPN Classic.
Welcome back once again. John Saunders and Dick Vitale. North Carolina's lead is 5, 3:34 to go. And fouls is certainly one of the big stories as this youngster looks on, because Eric Montrose has fouled out of the game. And as you mentioned, Dick, he got his fourth with about 11 minutes to go in a tight contest, and surprised that he was left on the floor.
Yeah, I was really shocked. I think that somewhere down the line there was a breakdown on that sideline as to an awareness of him having 4. I just don't understand the logic of the All-American being on the floor with you having the lead and also having a great talent like a Rasheed Wallace that can come in and then have Montrose for the end of the game.
Nice job to beat the trap. Lou Rowe leads in and he's fouled.
Great play in attacking Carolina's pressure. Take it right at him. Go to convert. Don't just play retreating basketball and backing it up. Great job just bringing it right at the Carolina front line. Taking it up strong. Lewis Rowe with a career game tonight.
25 points right now for Lou Rowe, 10 rebounds.
He's got long arms. He's going to have himself a big year this year.
This is the only place he struggled in the game. Now 3 of 9 from the free throw line.
Yeah, that's really a no-no. He's too good a player and too good a shooter to be 3 for 9. He shoots the free throw a little bit too quickly.
Got a little bit of the shot put action on it. Salvador Camby can handle him.
See, after the shot, Camby's got to block out, though. Salvadori's been getting great inside rebounding position. Salvadori gets nailed for the foul down inside. This club isn't going away. They're down 3. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. We got 258. We got North Carolina. We got a team labeled the best in America. They're only up 3 with their All-American as an assistant coach. Eric Montross on the sideline.
Salvadori is out of the game as well, Dick, with his 5th foul. So now they've lost their 2 starting big men. Montross already on the bench with 5.
And now they go real young. They go Stackhouse and Wallace on the floor.
8 points and 10 boards for Salvador.
Well, this is where guys like Williams, the perimeter players, have to take over. Guys that have been there before, the Phelps, the Reese, the Williams.
It's going to be a very interesting 2 minutes and 58 seconds.
It's going to be an interesting year in college basketball. 91 and 92, Duke walks out with the national title. Carolina 93, Tobacco Road has owned it the last 3 years. The Final Four this year in Charlotte, just a great city. I love Charlotte. To me, Charlotte and Orlando are 2 of the great growing cities in America.
Dingo buries it.
I'm going to look for some full court trap right here after a conversion. I think the North Carolina coaching staff's got to really question himself playing Eric Montross with the 4 fouls.
Dingo misses. And Wallace with a big rebound.
Now the perimeter players here are very experienced. Phelps and Williams. Williams a big clutch player. They got Rowe matching up defensively. Well, he's on Reese. Michael Williams playing Donald Williams. See, I'd play off Phelps. Let him shoot the ball from deep and give some help on the inside. If he can beat me with that, he deserves it.
Phelps misses it, and Lou Rowe has the rebound.
That's smart basketball, allowing him to shoot the basketball. The book on him is doesn't have great range as a shooter. He's like their 4th or 5th option, John, so if you're going to get beat, and he beats you, well, they deserve to win. I'll tell you what, he's not the 4th option. They're dancing on that sideline. But he's got to come up strong on his free throw line. 1/3, 33% is not going to make it.
Number 4 on Reese. Rowe rattled it in and nearly dropped it home. 2:10 to go. The number 1 team in the nation, defending national champion North Carolina Tar Heels, have just a 2-point lead over the Minutemen of UMASS.
They are really hanging here by a thread with Salvadori out of the game. Fouling out. Montross fouling out.
Reese goes to the bench with 4 now.
See, Massachusetts would like to go to a full court trap as we look here at the numbers. Free throw percentage.
UMass 19 of 35 now from the line. Rowe having a terrific game everywhere else, but 3 of 10 now. It's a 1-point contest with 2:10.
Wow! Wow!
The North Carolina Tar Heels have a 1-point lead. They are number 1. 2:10 to go. UMass has just hung with them every bit of the way after falling down 11-0. Dean Smith now has to sweat this one out. Timeouts remaining. North Carolina with 3. UMass has 2. Team fouls both in the double bonus right now. North Carolina has the possession arrow.
Massachusetts looks like they're going to go to a little half-court defensive pressure. Now they retreat. Let's see the matchups right here. Wallace and Camby are hooked up.
Stackhouse to the baseline, short with it. Whoa, Rashid with a big rebound and puts it back.
That's a big-time offensive rebound by Rasheed Wallace. Very active. He's got active legs. Man-to-man defense right now by North Carolina. Lou Rowe in a man-to-man. It's too much experience for Stackhouse. I'll bring the ball over to Lewis Rowe.
Kellogg and Dingle back and forth.
See, here's where Rose got to assert himself and want the ball with the freshman playing him. Rose being checked right now by Stackhouse, who doesn't have the kind of defensive experience.
Williams with the shot clock at 4, lets it go and misses.
Not a good possession by Massachusetts. John Calipari wishes he could have that possession back again. See, to be a good basketball team or a great basketball team, you got to recognize situations on the floor. Right there, you got a mismatch. You got Stackhouse, inexperienced, the freshman, playing against your big scorer, and he doesn't touch the ball.
We're under a minute remaining now. 3-point lead for North Carolina. Shot clock at 10.
This possession obviously very, very big here. They need to stop here.
Williams over Kellogg, nowhere to go. Canby grabs it.
Don't have to shoot the 3 right away.
Does Mike Williams know that? Timeout. 31 seconds remaining. 3-point game. Back to the Garden in a moment. Three-point lead for the Tar Heels, and with 2 seniors on the bench fouled out for Carolina, the freshman comes up big.
Well, there's Jerry Stackhouse with the baseline jumper, but here's the great offensive rebound. Rasheed Wallace with the long arms, right over the top of Mr. Canby, another diaper dandy. A big score to put him up 3.
With 31.7 remaining.
Now, if you're looking 3, you got to think about Michael Williams, though tonight not shooting really well. Even though Lou Rose starting to get the green light to shoot the 3 as well.
Williams, as you mentioned, struggling today, 2 of 12 from the field.
Could be that ankle really bothering him, John. He looked very tentative at the workouts today.
Absolutely.
Let's see with North Carolina. They're going to a zone, so he should be able to step up to the line and spot up and get a 3. A good look at the 3. So I think Williams is going to get a good look at the 3. There it is. Spot up.
Got it!
See, I don't understand the zone right there, John, to allow him to step up and shoot the 3.
UMass called a timeout.
Well, the clock stops after a score.
I understand that.
They called the timeout to try and set up their defense right now. North Carolina has 3 timeouts left. We talked about stepping up into the gap. Take a look right here. He spots up right there into the gap of the zone. Stackhouse rotates out, and there's the jump shot by Williams. John Calipari saying, let's get back. Let's get back. Let's get back on D.
Which indicates he didn't want the timeout to me. He's saying get back on D. He didn't want a timeout. Somebody on the floor for UMass thought that was not a tying basket.
Well, the last minute, remember this, your clock stops after a score, but you can't substitute during that segment. They don't have any more timeouts. UMass, North Carolina has 3 left. Now you're North Carolina, the guy that you're thinking about shooting the last shot, it's got to be Mr. Williams.
A reminder, coming up next at SportsCenter, Chris Myers and Carl Ravitch. Highlights of 23 games from the NBA, NHL, college, and plenty more. The New York Rangers, now 14 consecutive games unbeaten. They were in Ottawa tonight.
Donald Williams is the guy you got to really find on the court right now. Mike Williams locking up with Williams. Massachusetts trying to match up. And you got to watch, John, be very careful if you're Massachusetts of the offensive rebound. The missed shot, and Wallace going up there and getting the second off the glass. Taking it right down to the last shot.
Under 10.
Got to watch the offensive rebound. There's Donald Williams. Yes, sir. We stepped
Out,
up.
and there's the rebound we talked about. North Carolina will get one more shot at it with 1 second remaining.
They have another timeout. They can set something up. Remember, the clock doesn't run until the ball touches a player on the floor. One of the plays they like to run is throw the lob into the 3-second area. They've done that exceptionally well in their first 2 games with Montross. They can do the same here with Rasheed Wallace. What a game. I mean, who would have thought? 11-zip, Don Larson, perfect game. And here it is, North Carolina. Uno #1, defending national champ. And right now, we're looking at OT possibly, baby.
11-0. You started coming out with the fill material.
Yeah, I really was. I was starting to get all the best base.
Unbelievable.
Our player of the game's got to be Mr. You-know-who. Let's see. Our Polaroid player of the game. Yes, sir. Lou Rowe. He would have had a monster game if he was effective on that free throw line.
26 points, 11 rebounds, 11 of 19 from the field, which unfortunately is better than his percentage was from the line.
You're John Calipari right now. You're not thinking about moral victories. We played #1
no.
tough. You're thinking about, I want to get out with the W.
You say, look, I've got 2 starters on the bench.
Rasheed Wallace, watch the lob in the lane. Might be Reese. Remember Reese had that dunk possibly against Cincinnati in the final, in the NCAA in a final 8.
Wallace comes around. Donald Williams
can't get a shot there. That's not the option they were looking for.
We are headed to overtime. You wouldn't have believed it to see the start of this one, but we're going to play 5 more when we come back. As you mentioned, Dick, no such thing as a moral victory when you've taken it this far. Tied at 76 apiece. UMass has 5 more minutes at least against the Tar Heels with a chance to knock off #1.
Well, you know, it's really amazing. You look at this team, UMass, and they really didn't get a great performance in the first half out of Mike Williams or Canby, who's certainly young and is in a learning process of his game and is going to be a great player. But yet they hung in despite starting so slowly. And here it is now in the second half. I mean, they got a great performance out of Lewis Rowe, Dante Bright, and now they're going for the last 5 minutes with a chance to win. And Montross is on the sideline along with Salvadori. I mean, John Calipari's got to be excited about his chances.
A couple of freshmen going to get us started, Wallace and Canby. And UMass controls the tip.
Williams made that big 3. I was surprised at the zone, allowing him to step in the gap and shoot that 3 at the end, John.
While Williams was struggling so much, they probably figured he couldn't make the shot. Uh-oh. Marcus Canby.
We're not doctors here, certainly to judge, but he seems to be in quite a bit of pain rolling on that floor.
Holding his knee.
Ooh.
Which is frightening. He is clearly in a lot of pain. The trainers are going as far as to cover his face so as not to show the pain that he is in. Maybe we can see again what happens after that.
Marcus Canby. Let's see if we can find him here. There's the trip from the rear. There he goes down, number 21.
Kicked in the back of the knee.
Back of the knee.
And then it jams. It looks like it jams there. Ooh, the right knee.
It's so tough to judge and try and be a doctor on the sideline, John, unless you're someone with medical background and right there on the scene. It's very difficult for us other than to say it looks like a knee injury.
It looked like as he got sort of leg whipped in the back that the right leg jammed. But clearly.
Tim Higgins, the official, coming over to us saying that he really looked like it was a severe twist when he went down. I mean, we certainly can't judge from here. Let's hope and pray that.
Got a chance to take another look at it from a different angle.
This dampens the great effort if it's a serious injury.
Yeah, right.
It's
the
hit
leg
from
whip
behind.
comes around. There, he plants, and it jams. You see the right leg? You see, watch the right leg, Dick.
Yeah, it jams. It jams on the floor. I see how it jams.
Phelps comes around, catches the left leg. Watch the right leg.
Oh, there's the jam. There's the right leg.
Well, the outstanding freshman Marcus Camby is on the floor. We can only hope he's all right. Perhaps we'll have something when we come back.
The following.
Camby now being carried from the floor.
What a great future. This kid has got some agility, mobility. We watched him today at practice, a shot blocker. Had great numbers in his second game against Towson State. 16 points, 13 rebounds, 7 block shots. Let's hope and pray it's not a ligament and cartilage problem.
It was certainly frightening. Billy Bano just looked over here, and
Billy Bano's the assistant coach.
Had the look on his face like it certainly was serious.
He looked like he was in quite a bit of pain, John. Takes away a little bit of the air of the game here with a tie ball game and 4:44 on the clock. Now you got to get to the hand of trying to win this game, and they really become a small basketball team. They lost Meyer to foul trouble. Camby's out. Meyer's their other 7-footer. They have the luxury of a team of 3-4 big people.
We are back underway. Shot clock now is below 10.
It'll be tough to get any second shots, except Lou Rowe certainly can go get them.
Kellogg misses. Rowe after it. Mike Williams all alone for a 3. Rattles it, but not good.
Oh, what a steal!
Dingle!
Dana Dingle makes the good steal. He just stripped. I thought it was Stackhouse that had the basketball that he stripped it from. Picked his pocket. Lou Rowe playing against Wallace on the inside, both from the city, in the area of Philadelphia. Rowe from out of Atlantic City.
Stackhouse. No good. Reese gets knocked to the floor by Kellogg.
Kellogg call for the foul. A little grab, a little hold. See, North Carolina's got to take advantage of the size advantage right now of Wallace on the inside. They have nobody big enough to check it.
Lou Rowe at 6'7", the biggest man on the floor.
Yeah, he's really about 6'6", 6'5 and a half, 6'6". Wallace at 6'11".
Reese misses it, and I'll tell you what, as much as we've talked about UMass from the free throw line, the Tar Heels haven't been a heck of a lot better.
No, they haven't shot really exceptional.
Reese misses both.
Got to use some time on that clock right now as well. I think you got to take some time off the clock and play for that really great shot.
Rowe fights his way in and won't go. Keeps the rebound alive. Wallace comes up with another steal.
Oh, what a great
Dingle!
What a great look by Louis Rowe. I mean, he had eyes behind his back as he finds Dingle. What a tremendous look. I mean, we could have upset city here, baby, in the Big Apple.
UMass has a 4-point lead, the only 4 points in this overtime. Williams a little strong with it. Dingle loses it, but it goes off of Rasheed Wallace. It's the Minutemen basketball.
Hey, everybody listening, get on a phone and pull up your friends. They're not going to believe you. Carolina is down 4 in overtime here in the NIT. They're down to Massachusetts. I mean, this is incredible.
SportsCenter is coming up next. Chris Myers and Carl Ravitch have all of the rest of the day's action, although it's hard to believe that they can top what's going on right here.
Outspread the court right now and use that 35-second clock, John, and try to get that high percentage shot at the end of that shot clock. And the guy I would think about is Rowe on the inside.
Dingle says, I'm taking over, baby. Dana Dingle says, I'm taking over. There's jubilation galore on that sideline. Dante Bright is doing an unbelievable dance.
Dana Dingle has all 6 points for UMass in the overtime. Has he stepped up? Didn't want that.
There's trouble on that Carolina sideline.
Padilla with a foul out past the NBA three-point line.
What a gutty performance thus far by this Mass team. I mean, you talk about a gutty performance.
You look at the North Carolina bench, obviously far from over, but see a little apprehension over there.
Ronnie Berdovich, the commissioner of the Atlantic 10's here tonight. You think he's going to feel about 7 foot tall?
Phelps makes it.
A lot of time on that clock, though. You're John Calipari. That's an eternity right now. You're Dean Smith. You want more ticks on that clock.
Phelps misses again, and guess who is up with another big rebound?
King Lewis.
His 12th of the game.
Phelps now playing on Williams. Going to switch out front. Deflection by Phelps.
Kellogg quickly trapped, and Phelps knocked it out of bounds. We've got a timeout. UMass leads by 5, 2:16 remaining.
I'll tell you what, a basketball game. But John Calipari, the fighter. I mean, I thought the tone was set early in this game. They're down 11 zip, and his kids looked a little bit awe of North Carolina. They were struggling. They couldn't get a shot, but he wouldn't let them quit, and they got themselves back in the game. Watch Lou Rowe working. I mean, incredible. Watch number 15. Lou Rowe's going to step to the basketball. Hold it right there. Freeze it. Now look at the double team. He draws the double team. He's going to take this around here somehow and find an open man. I mean, it's incredible. He's going to take it around. Now there it is. He dumps it. He draws the double up. He says, there it is, DD. That's for you, D squared. I'm giving you the rock, baby. Dingle says it's jingle time here in the garden. Jingle time. Uh-oh, count it. And the bench makes like cheerleaders. Look at them. Look at them all cheering. Look at this, waving the towels. I mean, is there anything better? Give me college hoops, baby.
Absolutely, absolutely. We know that Kansas is in the final. Dean Smith says I'd like a date there as well, but right now has to find a way past UMass in overtime here.
Here comes a double up with the big fella. They got to post somebody to the basketball. Got to step to the ball, too, to shorten the route of the pass.
Under 10 on the shot clock. Williams leans in and gets a foul.
He made that foul happen.
Absolutely. Because he had no shot. He didn't have a shot there. He leaned in and managed to draw a foul.
You know what they told me today at practice? I find hard to believe. He bench presses 265 pounds. I couldn't believe it, John. I swear I asked like 4 times, and they all told me he bench presses 265.
It looks like it's almost double his weight.
Steps to that line with a little confidence. Why are they looking at us?
He comes over and points to you.
Why's he pointing to us? I mean, I can't believe it. It's up to 6.
He's saying he didn't believe in us, and right now.
I was teasing him at the workout today.
7-point lead.
I would go to a little zone. Let them take some time off. Go to a matchup zone. You stay with the man.
UMass has their biggest lead of the game. Donald Williams is fouled. Was he outside the 3-point line?
Not a good play for several reasons. 1, you stop the clock. 2, it didn't look like it was going in. And 3, he goes to the line for 3.
For 3. And it's Donald Williams who shoots 85+% on his career from the free throw line. So you got to figure you just put 3 on the board for them. Kellogg is fouled out of the game. 4 points, but 8 assists.
Wonder who he goes on that bench for. It's going to bring Travieso in. Another freshman, Carmelo.
Somebody who can shoot as well. Handle the basketball.
Make some free throws down the stretch.
Yep.
It's amazing. College basketball, this is setting a sign. I think we got the first look at it with Western Kentucky. Ralph Willard challenging them. It was a 3-point game, John, with about 4 or 5 minutes left in the game because of their athleticism and their ability to be quick and trap. And those are the kind of teams that will give North Carolina some trouble. We talked about 2 areas that they're a little suspect in terms of being a dominating team. Shooting the perimeter shot and floor speed. At times on the court, they don't have great speed.
North Carolina shooting 56% from the line. Donald Williams adds to those totals.
I'd like this guy on the line for me. I tell you, he's Mr. Clutch. He's solid. Great kid as well.
There's Zwicker, who can't bear to look.
I think North Carolina can question one maneuver, is keeping Eric Montross on the floor with 11 minutes and you're in the lead with 4 fouls, especially with a Rasheed Wallace available. He comes out of the game, and now you have him down the stretch in the last 5 minutes. No Canby. Who's going to handle Montross late in the game?
Williams makes all 3, though, and it's just a 4-point lead with 1:40 left. Williams trapped, gets it out, finds Lou Rowe. Stackhouse says, forget it.
Padilla's played an excellent game. Little floor general, the freshman. He's from out of Puerto Rico. Very important against the traps that you find the passing lane, and there it is.
Travieso off the glass too hard. Stackhouse with the rebound, and then Dingle fouls him.
Not really good clock management here at the end of the game by Massachusetts, and not good decisions in terms of on the defensive end with some of the fouls, especially the 3-point shot here on Williams in a prior possession.
It was a 7-point lead for UMass, their largest of the game. They reached that in overtime. It's down to 4. Stackhouse trying to trim that.
Jerry Stackhouse much better, John, than what we've seen here tonight. He's got so much more ability and talent than what he has displayed here. But that's going to happen with a freshman. They're going to be up and down. He's got a world of talent, this young man.
Didn't look like a freshman with that shot in this situation. Larry Davis comes into the game for North Carolina.
He gives him some speed on the side, on the court.
Donald Williams goes to the bench.
He's going to probably rotate offense and defense. Davis is very quick.
Travieso has a man behind him.
Got to spread the court. They're going to trap. Somebody's going to stop. That's a kick. That's a kick. Excellent team defense. Now here comes Williams in. See Dean Smith, the master on the sideline. Substituting offense and defense. Having him resting now, John, offensively.
Carolina gets it back, down to 1:04 left.
Last 3 possessions, Massachusetts has not played well with the lead.
Padilla on Phelps. Forces a bad shot. Rowe gets the rebound and gets fouled.
Not the shot you're really looking for out of Phelps right there. You're looking to try and dump the ball inside to try and take advantage of your size. Somebody's got to tell them they got a guy on the floor, Wallace, about 6'11", and nobody there can match up with him. He tries to take him a little one-on-one position. Now you're going to drive and draw. See, they back away. They don't step at him like most point guards. You step and try to close off his drive. They want him to shoot the basketball.
Rowe 4 for 11 from the free throw line. 4 for 12.
It's amazing. He had such a great game except for that free throw line.
Absolutely. He could have made it if he made both. A 2-possession trip for North Carolina.
Well, it's a
3-point deficit.
Right now, the threats to shoot the 3. Certainly Williams, they're matching up on him.
Dingle holding on Stackhouse. John Calipari with a smile over there as he steps.
It's got to be amazing. I don't think he can believe he's in this position. 45 ticks on the clock, up 3.
Calipari stepping out of the box ever so slightly.
34 years of age. Dean's been on the sideline. What is it now? His 33rd season. And John was only 1 year old when he was on that sideline coaching.
And 4 consecutive for Stackhouse. That's big.
A 1-point game. You want to bring that's in the trapping area on that sideline. You want to go elbow to elbow to keep the ball away from the trapping side. Got to get the ball away from Phelps. He's tough defensively. Someone's going to post up and has to post up in the middle. See, Lou Rowe's burying himself on that baseline.
Under 10 on the shot clock. Under 18 on the game.
See that 5-second rule, not in effect this year.
Williams, what a clutch shot!
I'll tell you what, you talk about a big shot, but he's been clutch in his career. He beat George Washington at the buzzer. He beat Rutgers, Michael Williams.
Reese misses everything. And Lou Rowe comes up with it, and look at the celebration.
Celebration, baby! Uno number 1, going down. Michael Williams, what a clutch performer. Look at Mike Williams coming over here. Mike Williams, there he is. Wants the ball late. Mr. Clutch lets it fly. Trifecta, good night, hello. They're celebrating out in Amherst. You know, lives out there. Bill Cosby lives out that area. UMASS. He's a big fan. He's very close with Calipari. He's probably doing a dance right now.
He's more of a fan of Temple.
Yeah, Temple's
there. But I'll tell you right now, his friend John Calipari has done a terrific job. Lou Rowe goes to the line.
No way they can lose this game right now, John. You got a mystery to figure out how.
Can't happen. That's been the story for Rowe on the line. But the big rebounds, the clutch shots, he's had a tremendous game.
What a great win for Massachusetts. Let's just hope it's not really dampened with bad news about Marcus Camby's injury to his knee.
Biggest win in UMass's history?
Oh, you got to say, beating the #1 team in America that never played #1. Well, beating Syracuse in the NCAA was very, very big because of what it meant at the NCAA
but
tournament.
I think this is bigger.
Always your most recent, too, is bigger. Now a chance to go to the final against Kansas. Phil Ford standing in the back of Dean Smith.
Wallace scores and gets the timeout.
Somebody got to tell him they got to get the ball to Wallace a little bit more. Also, take advantage of his great ability on the inside.
3-point game with 4 seconds left.
Who'd have ever thought? North Carolina in a consolation game against Minnesota.
It's not over now. It's not over. The 3-point shot to tie.
I guess it's not over when you think about North Carolina, some of the great miracle wins over the years, and they've had some unbelievable wins. But really, you lose this game right now, you're UMass. You have really, really played poorly at the end of this game. I mean, there's no way you should be enough possession for that to happen.
Stranger things have happened in college basketball.
Oh, yeah, North Carolina for years. One year, I don't know the exact numbers, but it was against Duke, supposedly, in the last minute and change. They had like about a 7-point lead, and they got away, and they ended up winning the game and beating Duke. They've done some unbelievable things, but it would have to be unbelievable for them to win this game.
SportsCenter is coming up next. Chris Myers and Carl Ravitch, all the day's scores and highlights. NBA, NHL, college, elsewhere.
Smart move by Dean Smith, putting Rasheed Wallace, who is very active, and with his great size, right up on a baseline. They're going to release someone. There he is. Great call to release someone. The party's over, baby! Celebration! And that's the beauty of college basketball. Incredible, baby. Incredible, John. Hey, Mike.
Mike Williams comes over and